So what influence did Armco have in Middletown since then?
Well, just major,
Mm-hmm.
major influences. When they um, when they first started this, of course, this was big, big news for Middletown. You go back and look at the papers of the time, and it was, you know, all over the newspapers about this company coming, starting in Middletown. Um, and they started with a few hundred employees, but then quickly grew. By the first decade, in fact, we are just getting ready to help AK Steel, celebrate the 100th anniversary of the building of the East Side plant, which is what they have today in Middletown. It started more towards downtown with a small plant, but they broke ground for a new plant in 1910 because the demand for steel was so great and they could not produce enough steel in the plant that they had, and there wasn't enough land to expand there. So it was at a time when the automobile was a new product. Home appliances like stoves and refrigerators and were brand new. So steel was just coming into its own as a consumer product. So the timing of Armco with this new plant was just really good for not only them but for the city, because it meant new people coming into the city to work at Armco, and then in this first decade, when they realized they were going to need a bigger plant, George M. Verity went to the city leaders and said, "We are considering a new plant here, a big plant. It's going to mean a lot more people working here, and we're going to have to see some improvements in the town. We need better schools, we need parks and recreation facilities, we need a library, we need a hospital, all those kinds of things."
Mm-hmm.
So that was, that's when I kind of identify Armco's major influence in the town. Because of his speech, they started a program called the Greater Middletown, and for the next 20 years, really, they set about raising enough money to get all these things established, and by 1920, they had all these things in place.
Um, so how did the company impact, I guess, Southwest Ohio in general then?
Um, because they were a major employer, and I'd have to check on this, I think they may still be the major employer in Butler County. Um, they expanded not only in Middletown, but they expanded to Hamilton, the blast furnace in Hamilton, and so the entire area was impacted by this major steel company, because this is really the only major steel company in this part of the country. Most of them are up in the Cleveland, Chicago area, Gary, Indiana, up in that area. Pittsburgh, Butler, Pennsylvania, places like that. But just because of that, because of being such a large concern, it impacted the entire southwestern Ohio area, because people came to work for the company, and so I think it had a major impact.